Episode 30. Wow. When I look at all the games I've played this year, it kind of spins my head. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, on with the show. Another World was an experimental piece of software by French game designer Eric Chailly. I think that's how you pronounce it. He pretty much made the entire game by himself. Right, comparison time. There was always a lot of debate back in the day about which version of any particular game was better, Super Nintendo or Mega Drive. Looking at them side by side, the graphics for both look, for all intents and purposes, identical, apart from some Mode 7 trickery on the Super Nintendo. The Nintendo definitely had better audio, but as you can see here, the Mega Drive version just runs faster. It's pretty much an identical experience on both, it just depends on whether you prefer speed or better music. The graphics were unlike anything that had been on either of the consoles. The cutscenes were pretty amazing, they looked like kind of primitive precursors to FMV sequences. And everything was made with vectors, not sprites, so it was quite different looking. But what type of game is it? Well, let's see. As soon as you start, you get sucked down by some tentacles. Oh, wait, I died? Oh, okay, I'll try again. This time I'll swim up. Ah, there we go. Cool. Now I'm out and about. Let's check out what's here. Ooh, what's that on the ground? It stabbed me! Oh, I died again. Alright, back to the start. Okay, finally get past the leeches. Oh. Run away! Run away! Oh, dead again. Back to the start. Are you getting the kind of game this is? Trial and error. That's all it is, with a big focus on error. There's no real explanation of what you're supposed to do. You just gotta keep dying until you figure it out. In the second level, you get an alien friend who's held in a cage with you, and he'll be your companion after that. You also pick up a gun, which is handy at, getting rid of stuff that wants to kill you, and the occasional wall. The graphics definitely have an appeal, although not nearly as much as they did back when it was released. Another World doesn't really look like anything that was available then, which makes it stand out. It's got this distinctive personality. I just don't really see the appeal of the gameplay much. I know there's people out there that really love this trial and error kind of game, so I'll say this sits. It's not terrible, but I just didn't really have the patience for it, I'm afraid. There's lots of interesting ideas, but now that the wow factor of the graphics has worn off, I don't think the game stands up as well. Seika. Wait, what? Oh, okay, right. So the main thing I remember about Super Turrican when I read about it in magazines circa 1993 is that it was supposedly like Metroid, which got me really excited. So when the Virtual Console release happened, I gleefully downloaded away, but after playing it for a few minutes, I came to realise that it's not actually that much like Metroid at all. In fact, it feels more like Contra to me than Metroid. Super Turrican is an early game by Factor 5. You remember them. They made those cool Rogue Squadron games on 64 and Cube, and then they completely blew it with Lair on PS3 and they've since closed down. Well, this was one of their first big titles. The style of the game it's all kinds of generic. You're a very ordinary looking robot character shooting very ordinary kinds of weapons at very ordinary types of robot enemies. The music stands out. Factor 5 have always been at the top of the sound game, but oh gee, the rest is kind of dull. The final world is the most blatant rip-off of the Alien movies I've ever seen. Face huggers hatch out of the eggs and attach themselves to your face. Look at these things. How did Factor 5 not get sued for this? I do not know. So yeah, your guy can roll into a ball, but this is more like Metal Sonic than Samus Aran. And I actually found it occasionally infuriating. I'd accidentally be pressing down when I wanted to jump, and suddenly I'd go careening off a cliff. Even on easy mode, this game is rock hard, though thankfully it's not one-hit deaths like Contra. Thank goodness for that. There's a few moments of Super Star Wars like Fury, when a single misjump can take you all the way back down to the start of the area. Yeah, controllers got thrown at those parts. There's not really much exploration involved, and some levels are pretty much straightforward left to right. Anyway, there's nothing particularly wrong with Super Turrican, I just didn't find it to be that much fun. There's lots better games out there. In the Super Play corner this month, Super Mega Man was announced as being in development, as well as the first whisperings of Street Fighter 3, and also an interview going behind the scenes on the making of Star Fox. I've put scans up on the blog if you want to see them. Oh, they're tiny, they're toony, they're all a little loony. Plus, the Battletoads make a comeback, and the first Super FX game. Wow, bring on the polygons. See you next time. Peace out.